Hello there, and welcome to Lodge number 588 Calendar in Lintriggs in Falkirk. I have the pleasure of sitting here with past master Ian Crozier. Master equals leader, so Ian has been the leader of this lodge in the past. Nice to see you, Ian.
Nice.
And yes, and just how long have you been in Freemasonry, Ian?
Coming up 60 years next year.
60, wow. And this is an amazing building. What would be the highlights of this building for you?
Well, it'll take me half an hour to tell you.
Well.
It was actually, if I could show you, could you pass down the picture, the Lintriggs? See the road you just walked in here and there?
Mm-hmm.
That's it there.
Yeah, okay.
That's it there. It is 10 feet wide. You get a horse and a cart through there.
Okay.
It had been like that up until the late 80s, when it was a spring for everything. And the Masonic knocked in these averages, and they rebuilt the Lintriggs, both sets. And it belonged to the lodge for many years, which we rented out.
Right up to the 1960s, we owned all the shops that sit the lodge.
Wow.
And about the early 60s, they sold them all.
We was beginning to get a situation where there was too many complaints. We need this done, we need that done, and whatever.
Yeah.
And another thing on that was that the first time it happened in Scotland ever. But on that, if you go out the road, the whole road deserts.
Right.
But at the very top there's a lid. And the very bottom there's a lid. Underneath that lid there's a tunnel. And that tunnel served all the shops with their heat and their light. That was the first time it was ever built by a council.
Wow.
And it's still, the council still use it to this day.
Great. Yep. And is there something very special about the windows in the temple?
Yeah, the windows were painted by a French father and his daughter, and they recommend certain sections of Masonic life. And have you taken a photograph of these?
Not as yet, but we will do before we go.
And so that's one part of it. Also, I think regarding the lodge, it's a grade 2 building.
Okay.
Basically, you can't touch it with a feather, or there's going to be a problem with the council.
Right.
We tried to get the thing with stairs up for the older people who couldn't go up, like myself, and no touch to it. And it's very interesting that if you're going to film that, the tiles that are on it are German.
Okay.
The other stuff, the marble, is Italian. Right?
So,
And there's various other things there. The lights, they're in it, the replica, but the replica up in the thing room, the 18th century lights. So what we have tried to do is keep the building in its time scale, rather than whatever.
Yeah.
We were going to put windows out there, but we didn't. So,
wow.
because that's. And did you find the thing for the
script? Yes,
yeah.
Aye.
Could you show me that?
Right.
Okay.
Just so we.
Yep. And while that's coming, if we move away from the building, the lodge itself supports many charitable endeavours. Did I hear Tiavala House? Is that this one?
Yeah.
And did you say for senior citizens Christmas?
John would be. He's got it in the tip of his stump. He pays the money,
Okay.
so he's aware of it. That's it. You was asking the questions there, John. You want to ask John that question? If you're taking that,
Yeah.
watch
It was
the
just
charity thing.
Just to rhyme off those charities again for me, please.
the Grand Lodge of Scotland for its benevolent fund and also for the old folks' homes at the time. For Provincial Grand Lodge Benevolent Fund and Strathcarron Hospice, every year we give to them. Our own old folks, the elderly members and widows at Christmas time get a wee gift in there with a Christmas card. The Tevala House in Camlin, we always gave something to Donny Wright, Bassmaster of 1456, who did that egg collection each year. I think he's given up now, which is understandable. And I mentioned the Masonic homes, of course, yes.
So,
and also we've given to your appeal.
Yes, of course, thank you very much again to you and your brethren here. So it's important to mention that because of the three pillars of Freemasonry. One is relief, and lots of people might just might not be aware of the great charitable endeavours that we get up to. So, were you going to say something else about the building?
Aye, no, that's not the bit I wanted. It was the bit about the picture with the door getting built. I mean, it broke, the glass got broke.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Okay, well,
I'd like to see that.
While he's getting that for us, why don't you tell me a bit about what you love about being a Freemason?
Better get this right there, I was born. Well, the comradeship, if I could classify it as that, and how about it, the satisfaction you get, and the friends you make, and your attitude, thank you, your attitude the rest of your life is basically centred on your Masonic beliefs and your Christianity.
Right.
And
that was lovely.
Well, help reconnect you and I after our escapades when we were young at the football, will you?
Well, I would tell you a story about that, about him and the football. When I was getting installed, right, I'm sitting in the chair to get my gavel and the rest of it. And he says, well, I'm loath to give this man the gavel authority here. I played well with Loris and Villa. And I passed them hundreds of passes and I never got any of them. I never got any of them back. But you know, it's the amount of people you meet, and even when you're on holiday, well, I've been in lodges in Turkey, and anywhere you go, there's a Masonic lodge of some description there. And it's part of my life.
Yeah, and if we come back from Turkey to this lodge, what do you love about Lodge Calendar 5/8?
Well, I was doing here. Also, I think I had relations here prior to me, and I was a young, it was 17 we go in, wasn't it? For the under 21.
Was it Lewis? Yeah.
When you were, what age?
I was 21 when I joined.
Yeah.
Right. So, that is that, what did they call it?
Because I'll be 81 this year, Ian.
Summer.
And of course, Ian's legacy in here, because he's very much a Burdens man. You can see on the walls
There's Burdens photographs.
photographs and prints.
But what we also try to do is, if we got people got pictures, I don't know if you've seen upstairs, when pictures and that wall we guard together to make it look, because they were old, we got them at an auction. And things that were in, we thought were going to be informative to anybody else coming in, we hung.
Okay, great stuff. So, in these few minutes, you may have heard from John Galloway, who stands out of shot over there, and James Weir, who's past master, who's out of shot over here. And to you, Ian, thanks very much for spending a few minutes letting us know an insight, a smallest insight possible into Lodge Calendar 588. Thanks very much.
Okay, it's my pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm not